Okay, I'm back. Um, let's. eh, I was gonna continue working on the. I gotta get back to the layout tools sometime, but right now I want to. I think I want to finish this off because I'm down to 23 locations. Let's see if I can get it down even further. So, let's go back up to. What do we got here? Okay, that's Princess Prep. That's in Belfry Lobby 38, and this is about where we were. Let's see, Kurt disposes of Rottweiler. Thorn goes and hides just out of town and waits. John Sir William. Thorn hides just out of town. Kurt. Prep. Fairy God College. Princess. Incinerator. Library. That's a Belfry. Hmm. That runs in the forest. Okay, so I am gonna go ahead and take this part out. Oh, I see. Um, okay, we'll try this, and I will try. Let's see, like this. Control X. Now we'll go back up to the lobby. Night school lobby. Okay, right, the werewolf stuff here. So let's go ahead and put we're gonna put this here. And I'm gonna hope that doesn't take too many pages in one grouping. Okay. Okay. Let's see how many is actually in this though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's only 7. That's actually quite fine. We'll save that. I'm gonna finish this up because I want to at least be tomorrow be ready to actually start combining pages tomorrow. But I'll get to the coding here. Uh, where's the thing? Oh, I see. Um, only two watching. That's okay. All right. So we're getting this. We're gonna get this finished up before I actually go back and start working on the layout tool again. Bats and Belfry lobby. Decided to rescue the fairy godmothers and the vacation princesses and start making plans. Count makes a deal with the princess. Okay. Um, I'm gonna do like a little bit of an order change here first. First, I'm gonna put this Okay. First, I'm going to put this and up here. So, then I'm going to take this. John, Cyril, and Rabbit Night School. They convince most of the knights in Knights Training to join them. Fight Max and armies, then they leave to go back to Batson Belfry. The princess, the count, and Hubert all sit in the lobby, and they decide to rescue the vacation fairy godmothers. Goes back to Princess Prep, sees a note on the door. Princess gets into Fairy God College, taken to the library. The box travels into a room. Count causes a attendant to trip, and then the Count escapes. Goes back to the hallway, hides in the shadows. Stops at the door of the library, and it closes, and peeks into the windows of the door. Sees the girl being sucked into a book, and figures this must be what happened to the princess. Okay. So here's a thing where these are grouped here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can only do about 3 more here, so back to Fairy God with full force. They release the. Okay, so they rescue him. They bring Karen out. They go to that. Interesting thing here is it looks like I have an extra thing here. In other words, I can remove this. I didn't want any more than 10 to a page, but for this I might have to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete this, and I'm just going to stick it in here. So there's 10 there, okay? So now we're at the castle here. Okay. On the castle grounds, on the north terrace near the army gate, Max and his armies assemble. Max orders his technician to put the machine at full power, open all the portals. As soon as all armies are assembled, he starts seeing a large amount of trains flying in. Realizing who they are, he commands his army to attack them. A large battle ensues. The battle starts waning in favor of the Enchanted Lannians. Okay, and then yeah, so this leads directly into this. John spots Max trying to escape. John's silver ticket. Max grabs onto it. Goes over the edge. Holds on with his feet. Max dangles. Starts slipping with the ticket in hand. Eventually falls. John turns away as Max falls, and he turns back. Max is gone. Okay. And actually, we can actually take this out too here. So let me count how many are actually in this particular deal here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's actually only 6 there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 there, but I think I can stretch that. I think that's okay. So now let's go ahead and count the total number of groupings I have here, not including the main menu. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait a minute. I have to do this a little bit differently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17. Okay. I think I guess that was my requirements. My requirements is that it was no more than 20 and no less than 10. And Chester. Okay. Leon, Zanzibar. Absolute Edge. I guess I'll have to go along with this. I was hoping to even be less than that, but 17 is okay. At least that's what I was thinking before. 17 pages total instead of what is it, 93? Now, if I do this right, I'm going to pretend that I only have one set of choices. So, well, how does that work? What is it's going to have more than that, though. Let's say times 3. Let's say a maximum of 3 times. That is 51. So, it's going to be about 50 pages in the end of the full finished thing when I'm done with this phase, hopefully. So, okay. So I guess what I'll do is I'll go ahead and call that done for today for this part, I guess. Tomorrow I'll actually do the combination, the thing where I combine them. And then we'll see if, like here. Boop, 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 boop. I must go back to the mansion. Run something from there. No, I can't. Uh, That's actually not the conversation I want, though. I don't want the Python conversation. I want the next, which is this one. Okay, new day. A few minutes to read over my code. Okay, so let's look at my code. So the layout tool. Let's go to the physics process. Okay. Try to run this again. See, it doesn't reset. Okay. Okay, so one of the problems here is what happens when you let up on the mouse button. In other words, if it's not pressed, then it does this stuff here. Regular, select, and shift. If not shift, clear selection. Rooms dictionary has ID. Hmm. I do have it is dragging, I think, right? I have a drag started. Drag started. Is dragging is false, is dragging is true. I'm 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 trying to define what okay. I need to be able to define what happens when I start dragging and I let go. Nothing should change when the selection shouldn't change if I'm actively dragging. That's what it is. So let's do something. Okay. Okay, so right now it doesn't work properly. So after you select, well, I don't know if I should restore it to the part where there's no dragging happening at all. I set a room there, last last selected room. So if it's null, um, determine what's null too. Um, okay, so it doesn't work correctly, and before suggesting any fixes, I could do one of two things. A, I could remove the code uh, I could reset the code back to the state where drag box and select works. Or I could try to fix this as it is. Might be better to start from that original code. You think? In Slate, incremental approach, we're going to add dragging as we go, easier debugging. Okay. All right. So before I... Where's... Okay, here's the thing. Okay, so before I do this, see what gets me is if I'm in C, C++, C Sharp, or whatever, and I put I comment out a line, it just means it goes to the next line. It doesn't mean it worries about your stupid indentation. That's why I hate the stupid indentation thing. It's so dang annoying. I mean, it's a stupid way to do it. Honestly, you have a line, you have a end of line character, so you could put a bunch of lines on one line if you wanted to, or you can have as much empty space in between as you want to, and then you group sections of code blocks with a delimiter, not the stupid indentation crap. You have a multi-line comment, not just Control K and stuff. It's annoying. That's annoying too. Okay, so I'm gonna try to see if cancel. Okay. Okay, that works. So I'm just gonna go ahead and even now I do have the last click room thing that actually works. So last click room should still save. And it actually should save with the single click clear selection on area exit on area entered. Wait a second. On selection change? No. Hit unique room label. Assign inbounds. Save button pressed. What do we do in save button press? Self.save project file name. Rebuild room dictionary for room and room get children room. Create doors from specs. Assign inbound rooms. For room in get room children. Save metadata for room. If room ID is not equal to room original ID, remove it. And somehow my remove code isn't removing the meta files correctly, but well, I'll get to that later because it's not really that important right this second. Okay, so let me look here. Okay, anyways, okay. Okay, so this is the current state of physics process in layout tool.gd. We're dragging selected rooms. Well, right now it's reset, so it's not doing anything related to dragging. Although I did not remove the last click room set, but functionally it's not doing anything dragging related. If you have an is dragging flag to when you're putting down the mouse button, so that could possibly make it easier. So, what I actually want it to do is, if I drag, how do I do that? Dragging. Anything is selected, then don't clear out selections. That makes sense. The only time it should clear is when you deselect by clicking outside panels, or you're making a new selection. I don't know how to say that. Okay. I guess I need some clearly defined pseudocode. That tells me how it's supposed to work. If you're dragging and let me check my code again, because I need to figure out what exact functionality I need. Hold on. Is dragging set to true on mouse button press, false on release. Is moving set to true during mouse motion if is dragging is true. Last click room set by on room click signal. The question to consider is, when should dragging happen versus box selection? If you click empty space, box selection. If you click on an unselected room, okay, let me actually go into the editor here and see how it handles it first. So let's go to the 2D editor. Okay. Now, of course, it does it exclusively based on the point here. Okay, but that's okay. Now, if I click anywhere outside, of course, it clears, right? if I drag outside, now I got that functionality too. If it drags outside and overlaps, then it selects it. Okay, so this is already selected. Okay, this automatically deselects it when you click outside. Now it's already going to be dragging. Is dragging is going to be true when is moving is true, right? So we're assuming. I'll have to think of some things here. I'm not sure. I'm kind of stuck here, sort of, even with the help of the AI. Hmm. Okay, so the problem is I need to check last selected, and then I need to clear it as soon as I check it. As soon as I know that it's. Because the reason I was having a problem is because I hadn't deselected it. I deselected it when I clicked outside. And click outside, it's set to false. Oh. Uh, uh, uh. Um, do one thing first for actual dragging. I want it to leave the, see, a second. This dragging doesn't do anything other than is dragging actually do anything in my code? You know, I could look, but I'd be staring at it for a few minutes before I do it, and it should be able to tell me quickly enough. Not actually used for any logic, right? Okay, if it's dragging. Okay, so first it's probably better if I just um is there a way to tell if the mouse is not in motion? In the input function, if event is input event mouse motion, I should be able to check if event is not input event mouse motion. Correct? You can't check in meaningful while the input because the input only fires when an event occurs. Here's the issue. Mouse click, mouse move, key press. Something doesn't get called. What you can do, track motion state with a flag. Um, I just want to make sure I'm not doing anything since physics process fires every tick or whatever. Uh, the mouse is not moving since physics process fires every tick or whatever. Disregard this dragging for a minute. Mouse is moving. Okay. Now we get set back to false when the motion stops. Okay, so just making sure, let me do that first, and then we'll go back to dragging. Just a moment. Okay, so, and then I have to test it and make sure it's not doing anything weird or unexpected or whatever. Let's check this here. Okay, so, and then this is fine here. So, um, okay, let's turn. I'm actually going to remove this here. And I'm going to remove is dragging and else. See? Delete. Okay. So it's moving true. Whenever it fires, the mouse motion is moving as true. And oh, there. That way, right. Okay. I might even need this moving thing here, but I'm gonna try this and I'm gonna see if it just works normal. Okay. So now that we got that settled, okay. Now the question is, where do I say is dragging? Okay. I just wanted to decouple is dragging, is moving. This button held down is moving. Mouse is currently in motion this frame only. They're independent, which gives it more flexibility. Now is moving will only be true during frames where the mouse actually moved, regardless of whether the button is pressed. Okay. Okay, so what I want to do, okay. Now, what I want to do is, let me think. Okay, let me see something here. let's see something here. Oh, it's having this these up while just so I'd have something interesting on the screen here. But all right, so what I do is I check the last selected, right? In other words, the last click, it's essentially the last clicked on. So um, actually, let's check this out with here. Let's put this down here and put this up here so I can look at the selection box entering panel area. Actually, I kind of don't want that to fire unless I am actually doing a drag box, but I can fix that later, I think. Room clicked, room released. Okay. Think for a moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, and I'm going to be using the room that I clicked on based on the single click. So you click on something, it goes to the last clicked or last selected room or whatever, last clicked room, and then room released, on room clicked released. We set it to null when we let it go. Okay, maybe I should just tell it what I want it to do, and maybe it'll help me do that. Okay. Well, I want you to do it step by step, so I understand it. What I would like to do is to be able to click on something that is already selected. Uh, where's it at? Last. Where's that last thing? Last something selected. Where's it at? But drag started. Where is where's it at? Where's it at? On room clicked. There we go. Equals room. Yeah, when you release it, it gives back a null, right? So presumably it's going to be valid while you're dragging. Um, but first, I want to be able to put on the selected selected room, but instead of doing the drag, first thing I want to do is essentially nothing and no clearing of selected rooms if you're actually clicking on something. I'm thinking something like, shoot, getting close now. Something like, what did they call it? Last clicked room. Should be last room clicked, shouldn't it? Anyways, something like if last clicked room what was the other thing that I was going to do though? And is dragging print dragging panels. Okay. But then I also need to be able to make sure, let's see. It's kind of hard to just think through this because I'm not that great with coding and logic and stuff really. And don't clear selection if you're actively dragging around panel. I think I might need a separate flag for the actual panel dragging. Is dragging is mouse down, panel dragging would only fire if the last clicked room is dragging. Left mouse button is down. It happens for both box selection and room dragging. Is moving. Mouse move this frame. But you need a way to distinguish between dragging in an empty space, box selection, dragging on a selected room, move rooms. Add a new flag is dragging rooms. is dragging rooms, input. Has last room is dragging rooms equals true, print dragging panels. Okay. If not is dragging rooms. Oh. Existing selection code. Okay. I think so. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. Just a moment or two. Okay, this is right. Okay, so we're going to I'm going to do this just outside the functions here. So we'll put up here with is dragging r is dragging rooms colon bool equals false semicolon, and I'm going to do a semicolon up here, space here, semicolon here. Okay. So we're going to go down to input, I think. Input, and we're going to go to, okay. Actually, it's just going to be this code here. Copy. Oh, I keep forgetting. This stupid thing should be wherever your mouse button, wherever your window is at, not where your mouse button or mouse cursor is at. Anyways, we'll just go ahead and do it after that. Okay. If last clicked room and room selected dot has that. And of course I gotta format it my own way. Like that. Okay. Just dragging. Oh, stupid thing. Okay. Equals true. Dragging panels. Okay. Not event pressed if not is dragging rooms. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Is dragging rooms. That means all of this over here. All of this except for that. We do all this, and then Is dragging rooms is false. Okay, so I'm going to run it and we'll see if it's doing what I need. Doesn't usually work first time out, but who knows, right? Okay. Go ahead and we're going to start it. Okay. No. Oh. Let's see. Well, there's the one thing that I forgot to do. Okay, let's well, it shouldn't actually be selecting anything extra. Okay, if not is dragging rooms, then this is what we do here. Yeah, like that. So that way, let's see if that works. No, that doesn't work. It's not doing what I think it should be doing. No, still not working right. Let's do something here. Rooms. Print is rooms. Mouse. Mouse. Print is not dragging rooms. And that's cool if it does it while it's moving, that's fine. That is not working. Is dragging rooms. Okay, so it actually works the first time. Is dragging rooms is shown correctly. Not is dragging rooms. Well, I guess it's really time up for me today, so uh, wait. However, my time is up for today, so to continue this tomorrow. Thank you. Okay, let's just go ahead and we'll go ahead and end it there today. Um, so yeah, thanks for watching part two, and I'll see you tomorrow. And my dad's got a couple of appointments on Monday. Well, sometime during the week. So I don't know. I may not be on next week. I may or may not be on next week. It kind of depends. One of them is going to be all day. At least one of them is going to be all day. They might both be all day. I'm not sure. Um, but I'll decide whether or not I'm breaking. It's just kind of weird and unusual because just kind of the nature of it, and so yeah. So I'll be here tomorrow, but I may not be back next week until the week after. So I mean, we'll see. It has to do with how I'm getting the work done and all that. So, anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for watching part two.